Members of the coronavirus task team or task force have not been making appearances on CNN lately. And it might have something to do with the fact that CNN has decided, as other media outlets have, that it doesn't make sense to just carry Trump's COVID-19 pressers live because of all the misinformation and irresponsible comments he makes throughout those pressers. They cover them after the fact with the appropriate fact checking. Well, Mike Pence doesn't like that. And so, according to reporting from CNN Business, he's not allowing people like Dr. Deborah Birx or Dr. Anthony Fauci from appearing on CNN until they carry the entire presser live. How do we know that? Well, apparently, Vice President Mike Pence's spokesperson told CNN the following: when you guys cover the briefings with the health officials, then you can expect them back on your air.
Well, that's not subtle.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, look, guys, I talked a lot about this in the context of the 2020 race, and this is an excellent example of it. What determines elections is name recognition and then branding. And so these press conferences that Trump is doing are so important for his political career because they give him hundreds of millions of dollars in free media. And yes, that definitely matters even if you're president. Biden is getting almost no press now, but every day Trump is on TV getting millions and millions of people watching him. And now he's turned them into circuses, of course. So sometimes he talks about coronavirus, a lot of times he doesn't. He's selling pillows, he's bringing on campaign contributors, he's talking about how great he is and what a wonderful job he's doing, etc. These are giant campaign ads now. And then he uses the power of the office to go tell CNN, if you don't carry my hour-long infomercials, then I'm not going to give you access to government officials that are going to give you critical information that might save your life. Now, it doesn't get any more callous than that.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I think, the most recent and irrefutable evidence of something that you've been arguing a lot, Cenk, which is a lot of times journalists won't ask the tough questions. They don't do what they're supposed to do, what their whole responsibility is, because they don't want to upset someone and then lose access to that person. In this case, look, it is important to hear from Dr. Anthony Fauci. It is important to hear from Deborah Birx. Anyone who's an adult in the room, it's important to hear from them. Luckily, they appear all over the place. And I still think that it's important for CNN and other outlets to stick to what they've decided to do, which is avoid just carrying these press conferences live. I think it's important for them to obviously cover them after the fact with the appropriate fact checking. But why assist Donald Trump in free advertising and, in his campaign? That's essentially what this is. I think there are ways to get the information you need without bowing to this administration.
And secondly, the other reason is Donald Trump keeps saying things that aren't true. So instead of informing your audience, you're misinforming your audience in the middle of a pandemic. So that's not a great idea either. But look, this is now public, so there'll be more pressure on CNN not to give in to these threats and extortion. But in reality, most of the time this stuff happens and it's never made public, and the media outlet almost always gives in. And because power is power. And so and by the way, that's how power maintains itself. So the press doesn't need anything from people who are not in power, who are not the elites. So they don't have to do them any favors. But they need those folks on their air, or at least they think they do. So now, when you're not looking 9 out of 10 times, they will help the powerful and the elites. And that's how this game is played. And that's why it's so hard for people without power to ever actually acquire that power to change their lives, even though we're in a theoretical democracy.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.